Hello everyone, it's San here. Today we're going to be looking at another Master Yoda game. It's not bullying, I'm not bullying him because he actually asked me to do some analysis on his games, and this was one that was played pretty recently. I vaguely remember this game. So we're just going to go ahead and watch through it, and then we're going to see what went wrong and what actually happened here. So let's just go through it. There is no sound, but we don't need sound. Everyone's heard the Galcon 2 music, and we've all heard the of the ships hitting planets, and so yeah, we don't need to hear any more of that. Like, holy. Okay, this is actually a really good map. This is a good map to do a video on as well. This is okay. This is actually really good. All right, so we're gonna break down this video into tiers. So we're gonna have everyone start off at high tier. So everyone's gonna start off at high tier, and then as they make mistakes, we're gonna like bring them down. Depending on the severity of the mistakes, we're gonna bring them down. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. Okay, so how long do you think it takes for them to make a mistake? First move. So the first move they made was a mistake. Yoda, not only was Yoda slower, he was like about half a second slower, but he doesn't even correct his mistake. So until a lot later on. So first mistake here, they're not using 100%. They're not using 100% on a mid map. So how do we identify a mid map? So a mid map is when the majority of the prod that is going to be like available within the first 20 seconds of the game. I'd say that's a pretty good description. Maybe 10 seconds of the game is so basically all of the important prod is in mid and it's very cheap. That's like a mid map. So there's like I would say there are other mid maps where like mid is good but mid is expensive, or medium tier costs like let's say 20s and 25s and stuff like that. So you can take mid, but then your cluster is really good, but then that's when cluster gets priority. So basically your cluster does not have priority over mid, and that is a mid map. That's actually a much better way to explain it. Mid has priority and your cluster doesn't, so it's a mid map. Yeah, you have the zeros hanging on the sides here, but that's fine. I mean that will play into the map right now. Actually, that'll play into the map right now. So you have these zeros hanging off to the side, right? So you don't start with 100%. Okay, that's bad. Why? Because this is only a 4. By the time you send, you get one ship back already. So you go bap, bap, instantly. So you already get. So you're basically wasting your time. You're wasting your first attack by not sending 100%. If you was like doing this versus me, you would have lost the game straight away. Because think about it. What do? You both take these planets, right? And then what does everyone do? They reinforce here, right? And when they reinforce, what do? They attack here because whoever's first usually attacks first, right? So if you send 10 ships here, you're minus 10, and this guy is not minus 10. This guy has 100, so you have 90. What the hell am I doing? You have 90, and then you attack. But you're both reinforcing. Guess who loses the trade? But since they both did it, it's whatever. But that's what happens. That's how you instantly lose a mid map. So, or what happens is you hang on, like you just your ships. Let's say your ships just managed to reach. Or no, your ships just managed to reach, even though they have to go through this disgusting crevice. Your ships just managed to reach, and you hold on with like one ship, but now you're stuck, and you gave the other player who didn't do that huge priority. Like they could even float on you and just really ruin your whole entire game. Honestly, it puts so much pressure on you. So that was the first mistake. Master Yoda didn't send to the 0 until later. The second 0 he didn't send to until later. Okay, next mistake. This guy sends what? 4 ships? 4 ships to a 0. Yoda sends 2 ships to a 0. It's a 0. Send 1 ship, please. Okay, I know. Okay, Phil's maths in this game, like the ships are weird. They go into alternate universes, and you never see them again. But it's always a good habit to send 1 ship to a 0 planet. I know there are times, but you don't have time on this map to be wasting. You need to be reinforcing to this because that's where all the action is going to happen. I mean, like I said, with you being minus 10 ships down here, you might not even need this planet to win the game. So, yeah, carry on. Okay, the one thing that happened here, so he attacks, the attack is fine, but then he stops. He stops sending for a while, which is not good. So you attack and you don't attack with 100%. So you know that one, he can't capture your planet. It's symmetrical, which means you can't capture his planet unless Yoda was to attack with 100%, but that's not going to happen. So right now, I'll say that this is no longer a high tier game. This is a mid tier game. We're going to de-rank this whole match to a mid tier game because they've both made significant mistakes that I don't think higher tier players would have done. So this is a mid tier match. Let's see. Small mistakes, but small mistakes add up in higher tier games and they cost people matches. So, okay, now we have the first actual match. This is a huge mistake by Master Yoda. We have a really big mistake. So Yoda's behind. Yoda's behind in this match. He's like 0.5 seconds, like 0.5 seconds behind in expansion. He expanded this planet late. He wasted 2 shit. He sent 2 ships instead of 1. Like, he's just not having a good day. Obviously, Air is also doing some stuff which isn't that great, but Air is still ahead. So Yoda looking for prod. Looking for prod is fine. That's fine. Hey, I could take this. Hey, I could take that. But hey, guess what? You can't take one without the other. If you are thinking of taking prod, if you have priority to take prod, because Air could just keep attacking him. He's already ahead. He could just keep attacking him and call it a day. He could be a pure green flag. He doesn't have to expand. If Air expands, he loses his lead, right? He then becomes the defending player. So it's all down to Master Yoda to make the decision. Hey, am I going to just sit here and defend? Am I going to attack and try and make some plays? Or am I going to expand? Yoda chooses to expand. He expanded wrong. Because now you've shown, hey, I'm going to take -9. I'm going to take the 9, so I'm going to be -9, right? Take the 13. He takes the 13. If Yoda's -9, he can't rush him over like what 3, 4 ships. You can't rush him for that. Like, and also what this is probably plus 80 prod, and this is probably plus 90. So even though that this has less prod, if Yoda cannot make a trade based on the ships, the ship advantage he has, that means that Air is free to take the 9 because Yoda's taking the 9. He can't rush him over the 13, which means that he can take the 9, forcing Yoda to make a decision. Am I going to rush him over taking the 9, or am I going to take the 13 second? If he takes the 13 second, why am I just writing random stuff? If he takes the 13 second, then that means he's -1 planet. My handwriting is amazing. That's like a plant, but yeah, -1 planet. He's gonna be -1 planet for a little while. So he either forces, which adds to the ships that he's lost. He's already down on ships because he was late. So yeah, it's a really bad situation to do that. You don't want to do this. This is the kind of mistake that I would expect players probably make about 1 in 20 games. Probably people make this mistake, which is expanding the cluster wrong. So yeah, I'd say if you're like 2s below, you'll make this mistake. Whenever you make this mistake. So yeah. And that's exactly what happened. Air just takes it. I mean, Air even attacks, which is fine. It's not fine because he's not going to lose. Yoda has to take the 13. There's no way that he can make a trade on mid. He's not even sending with 100%. See, maybe Air would have redirected if he sent with 100%, but he didn't. Okay, so one problem here. Okay, nope. Well, does. Okay. So Yoda was behind. And he still sent, and he sent from this. He sent from this planet, right? So let's go back a little bit, back a teeny bit, and there we go. So he sends from this planet, knowing that he's going to empty this planet. So he reinforces. He reinforces with 100%. Attacks with his reinforcements, and the only defense he has in mid is coming from his home and this planet down here. He sends with this planet, and he sends from this planet. So in what unit? So where we're missing ships. Where are they? What ships are going to be here to defend this planet? If you're sending from here, you're attacking from here. These ships are to defend this planet, and these are empty and are also reinforcing to here. What is going to defend this planet? The answer is nothing. So he gave up this planet for free. If you send backwards, you lose mid. This is not the kind of map where you are going to be allowed to expand backwards. So that's another mistake by Yoda. Right here. This planet should be pretty much only defending this planet here. Every time this planet attacks, you want to send from this planet. If he floats over here, he's gonna have to redirect back. He's probably gonna, if he floats to you over here, you might lose this planet, but he's probably more than likely gonna redirect back here, and he's gonna not gain anything. Or you lose this planet for like a second, doesn't matter. You could maybe even make a trade here. If you're good at floating, you can make a similar type of trade. So it doesn't actually matter. You don't lose anything. You could always attack here. Dude, this is a hanging planet. If you attack here, he has to defend with his home, which frees you to float on his home. If you're floating on his home, he's not reinforcing to mid, which means that you can make a trade in mid. There's so many things that you can do here, but this is not one of them. This is giving up the game for free. There you go. So he's sending 100% here. He's literally turtling here. He loses this planet really way too easily, and he's emptied this planet. No ships here. All of his ships are here, and he's still attacking. Where are the ships? You're already behind. So every time you trade, you're just putting yourself more and more behind. I don't know. You have no ships. And so yeah. Anyway, and so the game goes to air. So yeah, I'd say that this is still like a mid-tier game. I wouldn't say it's a low-tier game. Master Yoda was pretty close to being low-tier. Like, there's a lot of mistakes here, but I'd still class that as like about mid-tier game. It's about about 1S. I'd say 1S below. So, is what you'd probably see. Low-tier players would just be like, bang, maybe take that, and then just attack here and trade and see what happens. They wouldn't risk doing that. They'd be too scared. High tier players, yeah, it's possible actually on a high tier game to take not the 35, but the 14 is possible to take. It depends on how the trades are going and how the floats are going and how long the match goes on, because you know. But that's really it though. That was a pretty interesting game. I'm gonna be making more videos like this. I'm gonna be making an instructional series for like the lower level players. I'm gonna do how to expand, how to tunnel, how to attack. How to attack is the question I get asked the most by even people who are like higher. Like, I'm pretty sure even 1GA, 2GAs have asked me, how do you attack? Like, what am I doing wrong? And attacking is, you have to learn all the fundamentals to know how to attack. You have to know how to, I always say this, you have to know how to defend to know how to attack. But anyway, so I'm going to be going over the basics. And then for obviously higher tier players who just want to improve in like very specific niche areas and on certain maps, I'm going to be doing more analysis videos like this. So I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. And yeah, that's it for now.